Oh man. Oh, this was a good day. Today, the Browns played their first game without OBJ in the locker room since 2018. Oh man, was this a good win today. The Browns absolutely dominated the Bengals today. The final score was 41-16. Everyone on that Browns offense or on that Browns roster played amazing. Baker played well. Denzel Ward played well. Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, Nick Chubb. So many guys came up huge today. As you can see with this 99-yard interception return by Denzel Ward, he juked it, Burrow, sent him into his ass. Oh man. Oh boy. After last week's devastating loss, and OB Senior and OBJ with their toxic ass toxicity, it felt so great to beat up a division rival. I gotta be honest. This win today makes me feel as though it was not Baker's fault for what happened earlier in the season. Yeah, Baker and Odell tried to get things working, but they just weren't. I used to think that Odell was this amazing star receiver that was going to lead or help lead the Browns to the promised land of a Super Bowl for the first time in franchise history. But boy, was I wrong. If this, if the Browns can match their energy and performance that they've had today, they're gonna go places this season. I was talking to this one Browns fan earlier, and he said that he was he boasted about how he's being so optimistic by saying, "Wait till next year." The season wasn't even half over yet. The Browns were 4-4, 500. Still had to play the majority of their games. And this person said he was being optimistic by saying, wait till next year. That's not optimism. That's pessimism. If the Browns can, or today's performance by the Browns shows that the dog pound should still have plenty of optimism left in the fan base. Because the Browns aren't done. They are not done. As a matter of fact, if anything, today they looked rejuvenated. They looked completely rejuvenated today. Like it was a completely different Browns team that we've. It was a Browns team that has been different from the one that we've been seeing all year. If this is the Browns team that we're going to continue to get through the end of this season, there are only a few teams that will scare me. And Cincinnati is not one of them. The only teams that would scare me if the Browns continue to play like this are the Ravens and the Packers. You got the Ravens twice, and then you travel to Green Bay in December, or you travel to Green Bay later in the season to take on the Packers. That is not an easy thing to do. It's not. That's not an easy time and place to play in a frozen Lambeau field with a bunch of cheeseheads. Ugh. Now, I'm sure that there are still going to be some people that want to blame Baker Mayfield for what's been happening earlier this season, or for what's happened during the season up until this point. And if the Browns continue to play like this, that their arguments are going to lose a whole lot of merit. Because Baker completed 14 of his 21 passes, threw for 218 yards, averaged 10.4 yards per attempt, threw 2 touchdowns, was sacked twice, no interceptions, by the way, with the quarterback rating of 82.7. Compare that to Joe Burrow, who completed 28 of his 40 passing attempts, threw for 282 yards, averaged 7.1 yards per attempt, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, sacked 5 times. That's not necessarily on Burrow, that's more so on his offensive line that the Bengals did not address. But in the end, it gave Burrow a quarterback rating of 16.5. But this is all Baker's fault. Let me remind you of that. Now, although Baker played great, he was not the only one that had a stellar performance, or he was not the only one that had a good performance. Nick Chubb, 14 carries, 137 yards, averaged 9.8 yards, rushed for 2 touchdowns, with a longest run of 70 yards. This play was the one, or when I watched that play, I just knew that was the one that sealed the deal for the Bengals, or that sealed the deal for the Browns. Although there was still a lot of time left to play. After that, and this interception, or after that run, and especially after this interception, I just had a gut feeling that the Browns had this win in the bag. And they did. They 100% did. Although it's not necessarily impossible to come back from a 35-point deficit in the fourth, or in 19 minutes, it's still a pretty daunting task. A very, very daunting task. And, well, with the performance of both teams, there was not a chance that was going to happen. Not a chance. I mean, unless Burrow just magically turned into Eli Manning and scored 40 points in the fourth quarter somehow. But that didn't happen, and the Browns got the win. And now they are tied for the Bengals in second place in the AFC. Or no. Uh, Please excuse me with that. And now the Bengals are in first place in the AFC North. Steelers are in second place. This win gave the Browns third place over the Bengals. Since the Browns beat the Bengals, the Browns get the tiebreaker despite having the same exact record. If this is the performance the Browns are going to give for the rest of the season, look out. They are going to kill other teams. They are going to decimate other teams. Alright, that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked it, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, follow me on social media. Also, I have a sports talk show and podcast, that channel that I do with my friend Ty every Thursday. That's linked down below. Subscribe over there. Watch the latest video. Heck, as a matter of fact, watch all the videos and do that on this channel, or do that on my channel and on his channel as well. And I'll catch you all next time. Bye. Oh, just a side note. Can the NFL please get rid of this camera? Or it just looks like a video game. It looks like something out of a crappy Madden, and it just looks horrible. All right, now I'm signing off for good. Bye.